What's up? What's up? It's your boy Chris Lee, aka the Gamer Dad. If you like honest to God reviews, if you like to get a reviewer that's not feel like they're being bought by sponsorships or bought by the company of the game and just give you great reviews and turn out the game is trash, you're like, what are you talking about? Look, I buy my games like you buy your games with my hard-earned money. So you better believe I'm gonna give you honest to God reviews. With that being said, let's jump right into it. This is a review on, you guessed it, Dead Island 2. If you a zombie fan, you love zombie games, you love survival zombie games, you love hack and slash, cutting up, graphic, gore games, this is on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox. I mean, might be on PC. I know it ain't on the Switch. I'm gonna let you know right now. If you a Switch owner, this ain't gonna make it to the Switch. I assure you, in any form, at any point in time, this game is way too gory to be on a game system like that. But let's get right into it. So we're gonna start with bullet points. Bullet point one: the plot. The plot of this game is you and yourself and other characters throughout the game is on a plane to kind of like be evacuated out of California because there's a zombie invasion. So you trying to get out of Dodge. Your characters are people from different walks of life, rich people, influencers, blase, and you trying to get onto this plane. Turns out the plane ended up crashing. Now you find yourself back at ground zero. You and some other survivors kind of make it out. You end up saving their lives. They indebted it to you. They like, you know what? If you could find us, if you make it back to the city, come rendezvous with us and let's figure out what the heck is going on so we can get out of the city together. So that's what your character do. They make it to California and they go through out the streets of California trying to find their barracks. And you find yourself in these rich, high society neighborhoods like Bel Air and Beverly Hills, and you just running into different mansions, slashing up zombies, looting, getting different weapons, up builds, and it's just really cool. Like, it's a really fun side of Hollywood, but of California. Now, I wish this guy will go through Compton. Like, I want to see zombies in Compton. I want to see him go out there and find CJ. Is CJ still out there? Did CJ make it in the zombie apocalypse? I hope he made it out there on Grove Street. I hope he's okay. But with that being said, that was a Grand Theft Auto reference. But with that being said, man, this game is really fun. It's really cool in that aspect. But yeah, so that's the plot. You kind of making it through out California, just really going through different mansions, looting, and trying to make your way to the other characters in the game as well. Now that's the plot. Without spoiling anything, bullet two, graphics. The graphics on this game is pretty dope. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, when I got this game and when I started playing it, and especially when he got to California, into the streets of California, I'm looking like, yo, this is nuts. This is nuts. Like, the graphics is like, man, like, bro, this is it. Like, this is dope. Like, I'm just like, wow. Like, even the detail when you slashing and hacking and cutting parts off, body parts off, like, it's really detailed, really gory. So I'm gonna let you know right now, if you got a young child, a teenager, somebody at a certain age, below 13, I'd rather say, don't purchase this game for them. I'm gonna let you know right now. I know a lot of y'all will be mad, but don't purchase this game for them, because this game is gruesome. I'm gonna let you know it's gruesome. I'm talking about Saw movie trilogy, gruesome. You feel me? So I'm gonna let you know right now, you have been warned. All right. Now, but with that being said, it's just a detail, especially when you run into these mansions. Like, man, that's, to me, I run into all these mansions. I'm running into all of them. And each mansion, different part, different size, and side missions that you kind of will find yourself doing. You run into different characters, they send you on different errands, and you kind of get rewarded different items, and you kind of make different friends, different interactions with different people. Some is kind of like quirky, some is kind of like, pretty much like dark, but you really find yourself interacting with different characters throughout the game. You searching for keys, you looting throughout the houses, and you finding weapons and different parts for weapons, and you upgrading weapons with different workbenches, and you adding different elements to your weapons. It's just really cool. And like, going into these mansions just to see how these houses are laid out is really cool. It's like House Hunter Zombie Edition. Like, wow, is that crown molded? Dodge zombie. Man, is that hardwood floors? Dodge zombie. Like, it's crazy, but the detail is really cool. I really do love that. So we talked about the plot. We talk about the graphics. Now let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty much what you see. It's a hack and slash. You're very in close corners with these zombies. You're not like at range. You don't have long range weapons like sniper rifles or nothing like that. I haven't made it that far to see if he get any pistols, but man, that would be dope if he did. That'd be cool, but I don't see this being one of those games. It's pretty much you make makeshift weapons, or what you find. Again, your character's not like a soldier. It depends who you pick, however. Wink. So it's not like he's not a soldier, just a casual survivor. So you making weapons as you go, and what you find, you make the best of what you have, which is what's the fun part about this game. But yeah, so you pretty much have the element where you can dodge. If you dodge and time it just right, you can use a finisher on that zombie, and it kind of like slows down the momentum in slow motion. I love when they like kind of like run after you and you dodge them and they end up falling. That's pretty cool. So as you see there, you have different like, look at this, watch this. Here we go. Check this. Boing. You see what I'm saying? So you have different finishers you can use if you dodge them just right. But keep in mind, different slayers, which is different character builds that you have different perks. So this might be the perk for this character, may not be the perk for the other character. The other character perk might be resilience. The other might be speed. The other might be agile. The other might be just whatever. But just keep in mind, different characters have different character builds. All right. So that's pretty much the mechanics of the game. It's the dodge function or the different character builds. Now you do have cards that you can pick. Just be picking out a sword. Again, you find really cool weapons in these matches. Now you do have cards that you can pick, and these cards are like abilities per se. So you may have ability where I might say resilience or durability or whatever, and you can use those cards to kind of build up your character build, you know, add an attribute to them, if you will, or slot. Now with your makeshift weapons, I will say this, these weapons do have a lifespan, so they do wear and tear, and they can break on you. But when you find yourself around a workbench with all the makeshift weapons, but all the loot that you already gathered, or all the tools and scraps you gathered, you can use those scraps to repair your weapon, or either build your weapon, make it electrical sword with electrical cables to it, where if you cut into the zombie, electrocute them. Or you can use fire elements, where you can use like if you cut into them, to set them on fire. So you do build with those, but that's pretty much if you go looting. If you get scraps, those scraps can really turn into different parts for your weapon, so keep that in mind. But the weapons do wear and tear. But if you make it to a workbench with the proper tools, or with the proper amount of scraps, you can pretty much bring that weapon back to life, and you can just hold on to your favorite sword, your handy dandy, sludge hammer, if you would say. Now you find weapons all over this game. So you find like the pool stick. You can use a pool stick, and believe it or not, you can build onto that pool stick. You literally can find weapons everywhere. You got anything is a weapon to this point, and you can use it on the zombies. Me, I don't like blunt weapons. I like to hack and slash. I like to cut things up. So with that being said, you do have this element here where they rush in, and if you time it just right, you can push them back with enough momentum to hit you a finisher or to use a combo. All right, so that's the gameplay, that's the weaponry. Now we're going to talk about, is this game punishing? Does this game beat you into submission to make you say, you know what, I'm done with playing games, I'm going to take a vacation, I'm going to find myself, and I'm going to come back when I'm ready? This ain't those type of games. This ain't that type of game. This game here is a fun game. Anybody can play this game. You don't have to be a skilled gamer to play this. It's just really fun. It's one of those games where it's not taken so seriously, but it is fun. Now, Dying Light, however, is taken a little bit more seriously in the terms of story. This game here, it makes a zombie invasion, and you find really quirky characters. You run into a lot of quirky characters in this game, and that's what makes this game its own entity, which is why I love the direction they went in. So with that being said, we went over plot, we went over graphics, we went over attributes of this game, we went over gameplay, we went over the tools or the weapons you can use. So, and if the game is hard or not, we went over that. So we pretty much got a checklist already done, right? So now for the verdict. Chris, is this game worth buying? I heard you talking, ramble on about it. I got my money in hand. I got my card in hand. I got it on my card in the PlayStation store or in the Xbox store. Yay or nay, Chris? Yay or nay? I'm gonna let you know right now. Definitely a yay. If you played zombie games or if you're a zombie game fanatic and you love zombie games and you play and die, if you played Dying Light, it's an absolute no brainer. You understand me? If you playing Dying Light, this right here, if you don't have it, you're cheating yourself. But for those who haven't played Dying Light, it's still a game worth playing. Even if you never played a zombie game, this is definitely a good entry point. But keep in mind, it is gruesome, it is gory. So if you have a weak stomach, don't even pick it up. Don't even bother. But for those who like a good game, a good fun game to play, and with playing the online multiplayers, like I said, you have your buddies that can jump in the game and jump out of the game with you as well with online multiplayer, and you can pretty much progress through the game that way. So if you do have that option, so if you want to get this because one of your buddies got it, y'all can play online together and hack through zombies together online. Now, obviously, this game is one of those games where it's not a long game. From what I've been told, it's a 15-hour game. It's very linear. It's not an open world game, so you're not just running off into the sunset. But you do have side missions, and the side missions could prolong or stretch out the longevity of the game. But it's fun. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm about 4 hours in, and I'm loving every freaking minute of it. So with that being said, out of a scale from 1 to 5, I give it a strong 4. Reason why: the plot is fun, the game is fun. Fun is pretty much the reason why we game. So yes, it's fun. The fun factor is there. The graphics is crazy incredible. The weapons is cool. The gameplay is good. I mean, I really enjoy it. The only thing I would make different to this game, one thing I would change is let me make some makeshift pistols or some makeshift rifles or something like that. Maybe give some long range weapons. Close corner weapons is cool, but man, I would love to use a rifle in this game per se, but that's not what this game is known for. I mean, but even in Dying Light, you did have a couple of weapons that you could use, such as pistols or such as rifles, or that you make yourself. So you at least had that. But look, man, this is it. This is the game. This is probably gonna be one of the best games this summer, I assure you. Now, until obviously Star Wars Survivor comes out, and I will do a review on that as well. So it's your boy Chris Lee with another game, scale from 1 to 5, or 4. If you're a zombie fanatic, if you're a zombie fan, if you like Walking Dead, you like zombie movies, you like zombie TV shows, if you're a zombie anything, get the game. You feel me? So that's all I got to say for now. I held you enough of your time. I'm going to spend the rest of my time playing this game. Peace. You're holding me up.